Hello and welcome to the National Debate. I'm Madhav Das Gopalakrishnan. Viewers, as the nation marked Holi this week, the festive atmosphere was also marred by fear-mongering among communal lines. From the Holi preparations to even the Waqf Amendment Bill, questions were raised over the intentions of the BJP government, both at the centre and in the respective states. In Uttar Pradesh, for instance, the decision to cover up mosques on Holi procession routes was met with fierce criticism from leaders in the opposition. In other parts of the country, it was the Waqf Amendment Bill that raised hackles, with certain Muslim bodies even calling for Shaheen Bagh-like protests across the country. Remember, this comes at a time when the Waqf continues to make controversial claims. Even Kolkata's iconic Eden Gardens were not let off the Waqf radar. Amidst this communally charged rhetoric today, on the National Debate, we ask, are these fears real or are they being exaggerated for a certain motive?
कि अगर ये बिल मंजूर हो गया तो हम देशव्यापी अभियान छेड़ेंगे और मेरे नजदीक शाहीन बाग भी एक पीसफुल और डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन था, तो उस पर कोई गलत बात नहीं थी। अगर आप शाहीन बाग समझते हो तो शाहीन बाग समझिए, लेकिन हम तो देशव्यापी अभियान छेड़ने की बात कर रहे हैं।
इस वक्त 5 लाख से ज्यादा मंदिर हिंदुओं के हैं, जिसमें कई हजार टन सोना है। सिर्फ एक मंदिर से 400 किलो सोना चोरी हुआ था। तुम छोटे छोटे औकात से मदद करोगे, ये हजारों टन सोना बाहर निकालो और निर्धन हिंदुओं में बांटो उसको।
लगता है कि गैर जमहूरी पार्टियां जो दस्तूर के खिलाफ हैं वो इस पर लगी हुई हैं कि खास तरीके पर मुस्लिम अक़लियत को यहाँ आज़ादी के साथ मजहब पर भरोसा करते हुए जिंदा न रहने दिया जाए। मुस्लिम पर्सनल लॉ बोर्ड ने 13 मार्च को दिल्ली के जंतर मंतर पर एक पुरजोर एहतजाज का एहतमाम किया।
Let's introduce our panel. Joining us here in the studio, we have with us Pradeep Bhandari, national spokesperson of the BJP. With us also is Karan Verma, author. Dr. Shalini Ali is the national convener of the Muslim Rashtriya Manch and author of Waqf Amendment Bill 2024, Respect for Islam and Gift for Muslims. We also have with us in our studio Advocate Kapil Madan. He's a political analyst. Joining him is Vivek Sailas, national spokesperson of Samajwadi Party. Professor Anwar Pasha is national spokesperson of RJD. We also have with us Rajiv Riaz Pratapgarhi, who's a political analyst joining us. So what's the first talking point that we are addressing here on the National Debate? Let's quickly take this across to our viewers. And this is, in fact, the first aspect that we're talking about in terms of the claims that have been made as far as a Shaheen Bagh-like protest. The first one is what the police have told the court recently when it comes to Shaheen Bagh. The police have said that Shaheen Bagh is no Nani Dadi protest as was being projected by a section of the protesters, and in fact that was just a facade, is the claim that the police has made in a court. They've also gone on to talk about the fact that actual plan was to incite violence. This is a claim made by the Delhi police, of course, in the court. The fourth point being made by them is that Shaheen Bagh wasn't an organic protest that has been stated. It was well planned and there was an artificial protest executed by Sharjeel Imam. Of course, all of these are arguments that have happened in the context of Sharjeel Imam's case. But what has the Supreme Court said in the past as far as Shaheen Bagh protest is concerned? The protests have to be done in a designated place, is what the court has observed, while upholding the right to dissent in a democracy and protest. Let's go on to the next observation that has been made by the court. Public places can't be occupied indefinitely. And this is where the right of one individual impinges on the right of another individual. Let's quickly take this across to our panelists joining us. And let me begin with Rajiv Pratapgarhi. सबसे पहला सवाल है कि इस तरह की स्टेटमेंट देना कितना उचित है कि शाहीन बाग टाइप प्रोटेस्ट करेंगे। शाहीन बाग प्रोटेस्ट के बारे में दिल्ली पुलिस क्या कह रही है, सुप्रीम कोर्ट क्या कह रही है, हम सबको पता है कि आप अपने प्रोटेस्ट के लिए आप दूसरों का अधिकार नहीं छीन सकते।
देखिए, लेट मी रिक्वेस्ट टू प्राइम मिनिस्टर मोदी दैट ही शुड सस्पेंड द फंडामेंटल राइट्स ऑफ एटलीस्ट मुस्लिम्स, बिकॉज दे विल नॉट हैव द राइट्स टू प्रोटेस्ट. दीज आर फंडामेंटल राइट्स. एटलीस्ट मुस्लिम्स, this is the minimum thing they can do.
This is the right that Supreme Court is saying, that you cannot protest in a manner which impinges it. That doesn't apply only for Muslims. It applies to Hindus, it applies to Sikhs, it applies to Christians, Parsis, everyone.
The protest is protest. एक जिंदा समाज जो है प्रोटेस्ट करता है. जब समाज मर जाता है तो प्रोटेस्ट नहीं करता है. And this let proper functioning of the government democratically. But if the society becomes dead, then there is no
No,
protest.
but how will society become dead? Nobody is taking away the right to protest.
You
All
are
that is
hitting
being said
Muslims
is
left, right,
go
and
to a
center.
designated place.
You are hitting Muslims left, right, and center.
How?
You don't expect. They are 2% in government jobs now.
Is
Who
the
responsible?
Supreme Court-
There
is the Supreme
there
Court giving a
minister.
judgment only on
There
Muslims?
is no minister in the central government. There is no Muslim. There is no MP even in central government.
Okay, Pradeep Bhandari, would you like to take those questions? Muslims are being targeted, that these laws, these conditions are, marginalizing Muslims. There's no Muslim present in the central government. Your response to him?
Well, at the outset, the number of the participation of Muslims in central government job has increased in the last 10 years. As per data, the per capita income of the Muslim community, as per a price report, has increased from 9% to 27% in our regime. And we are getting the support of the Muslim community. The Gujarat local body polls tells you that. The issue on the ground is, Madhav, that for them, Sharjeel Imam represents the Muslim community. For us, Abdul Hamid represents the Muslim community. For them, Aurangzeb represents the Muslim community. For us, Veer Abdul Hamid and APJ Abdul Kalam represents the Muslim community. For us, development of the Muslim community is important. For them, keeping the Muslim community in continuous fear is important. That is the difference between us and them. Now, let us look at what the court has said. The court has said that Shaheen Bagh, Sharjeel Imam was the key conspirator. Now, what was Shaheen Bagh? As per the court, the Shaheen Bagh was not an organic protest. What did you see at the time of Shaheen Bagh? Anti-Hindu Delhi riots, where an IB officer was killed, where Dilbar Negi was killed, where a police official was killed. So, are they telling us that the constitution gives the right to the secular, quote-unquote, appeasement parties to block road, irrespective of religion, continuously? I don't think so. The constitution gives them the right. For them, they have to choose whether constitution is supreme for them or Shariat is supreme for them. If constitution is supreme for them, they do not have the right to block roads. And just a 10-second point, the political mileage that these individuals get is from Tushtikaran parties like the Samajwadi Party in RJD, which believe that Muslims have the first right to resources. We believe that every common Indian citizen has equal right to resources.
Professor Anwar Pasha, one by one, coming to each of you. Professor Anwar Pasha, the point is this, that if Mr. Ilyasi had said that we're going to launch a nationwide protest, that is fine. But to invoke something like Shaheen Bagh, which the courts have said, the manner in which was done, and you know what the courts have said, was wrong. And this is not any religion-specific or any party-specific judgment that the court has said. It's simply a fact that you can protest, but don't inconvenience others. Why is that such a hard message to swallow?
Look, this government of BJP doesn't want to give any right to Muslim community. Not only Muslim community, even the farmers, they are not being given the right to protest. They were not allowed to enter Delhi. Like Delhi is a foreign for the farmers. This is the situation. You don't want to give any right to Muslims. Why? Are they not the citizen of this country?
What is the specific right that you're talking about?
I'm talking about the right to protest.
But
This
that
is the
is not only
constitutional
for
right.
Muslims.
The
So-
right to protest is the constitutional right given by the Constitution,
Absolutely.
given by Baba Saheb Ambedkar.
Absolutely.
You have no respect. BJP has no respect for the Constitution.
No, is it the BJP or the
They,
Supreme Court that
they
you're
want to
opposed
finish democracy.
Are you saying Supreme
They
Court
want
is
to
wrong?
change Constitution.
No, you
This
can
is their
target the
main
BJP.
motive.
You can
That's
target
why
the
they're
BJP.
doing all these things.
No, Mr.
They do not consider
Mr.
Muslims
Pasha,
as
Mr.
citizen of
Pasha,
this country.
Simple question
They
to
do
you,
not
sir.
want to give the right to protest to the
Are you
Muslims.
saying that Supreme Court is
If
wrong?
there is something wrong, if there is any repressive law, if there is something anti-Muslim law by the government, Muslims have right given by the Constitution
Absolutely.
to protest.
Absolutely. But all citizens, whether irrespective whether they're Muslims, Christians, Hindus, have a duty to follow what Supreme Court is saying. Are you then saying? And you can target BJP.
Nobody
There is no
is saying
problem.
that-
Are you saying Supreme Court is wrong?
What was wrong with the Shaheen Bagh protest?
The Supreme Court has
What
said
was
it,
wrong?
that you cannot.
What
I
was
just
wrong?
read out.
What
They
was
have
wrong?
said you are impinging on right of movement of other citizens, which cannot happen.
Every
by
day the
blocking
rights
road.
are being impinged. Every day the people of this
But two
country
wrongs cannot make a
are
right.
being deprived of the rights.
So why didn't you
Why
oppose
you
the
are
Supreme
giving
Court?
one example of Shaheen Bagh? Was there any violence there?
Yes.
Was
Sir,
there
there
any
was violence
there in
across
Shaheen Bagh?
Delhi. There were violence reported in other parts of Delhi. Karan, please respond to this because this is about the rights of Muslims being impinged. You made your point. Now, Karan Verma, respond. Was there any violence? What is the problem with Shaheen Bagh? Respond to him. Okay. I want Karan to respond. Absolutely. It is the right of the citizen, but it's also the duty to follow the
first of
Supreme Court,
all,
which lays down
Madhav-
the law of the land for everyone. Karan Verma, respond.
Madhav, the right to protest is not unfettered. It comes with its reasonable restrictions. And what has the Supreme Court said? He's talking about constitution. I'm sure he believes in the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has said occupation of public road is unacceptable and unconstitutional. 7th October 2020. In fact, the Supreme Court, when it heard a review petition, came very hard on it. You know, Madhav, we've lost close to 4,000 crores only because of this illegal occupation. Many people lost their lives because they could not make it to the hospitals because of this illegal occupation. इनकी problem यही है कि इन्हें चाहिए mollycoddling and appeasement like the Congress party. कांग्रेस पार्टी जब सरतन से जुदा चैंट्स लगी, हुबली राइट्स हुए, उन्होंने कर्नाटका में केसेस वापस ले लिए इनके. जब इन्होंने तेलंगाना में इनके 3 कॉर्पोरेटर गिरफ्तार हुए, they said it's freedom of speech. We can chant सरतन से जुदा. We can make a threat to kill, threat to slit. This is the problem. You do not have those rights, sir. इस भ्रम में मत रहिए. There is a rule of law in this country, and that is what has to be followed. And as far as this entire bogey that Muslims have not got their rights, do you know, Madhav, when this government came in power in 2014, who was the IB chief? Asif Ibrahim. Aaj tak, from decades, whenever a new government has come, the IB chief is changed. This was the first time, and it was said by the Narendra Modi government, the IB chief continued its term. Not just that, who was our main diplomat to the United Nations? Akbaruddin, Syed Akbaruddin, not Akbaruddin Owaisi. और भी अकबरुद्दीन होते हैं जो देश के बारे में सोचते हैं और नाम रोशन करते हैं हमारा. तो in terms of beneficiaries, as Pradeep ji rightly said, whether it is education, whether it is killing, Muslims are far bigger beneficiaries in terms of proportion of their population. तो ये झूठ फैलाना यहाँ बंद कर दीजिए. Rule of law follow करिए.
Country.
Of course.
That's why, because of this appeasement, Muslims are the most backward.
Correct.
As
But
per
that's what happened
education,
over-
as per
has that
economy,
happened in
as
10
per
years only?
environment. This is appeasement. Is this appeasement? If this is appeasement,
one by one.
less than 1% representation is there in the government job.
Absolutely not.
Why? Why do this? This is correct.
No.
One by one. Okay, one by one. Once again. Professor Pasha, you made a claim. No, one by one. He's fact checking you. You want to fact check?
No, I'm fact checking.
Okay, quickly.
As per the Business Standard report, the contribution of Muslims in government service before 2014 was 4.5%. The latest data of 2023 is 10%. It has increased by 6%.
Mr. देखिए,
cooked data.
आप सिर्फ
cooked data by the BJP.
Professor Pasha, let us
want
also
to give one single representation in parliament.
No, there are, the
don't
problem
want to
is,
give single
see,
representation in the
Professor
ministry.
Pasha, you can make any
What is
number
this
of
government?
statements,
This is a democratic
but you have a
government.
duty to be factual.
You are
Let us not,
excluding the Muslims from
let us not
from the
try,
government,
let us
from
not
the
try and
parliament.
inflame passions here. Let us be a little calm, please. These are very sensitive topics that we are addressing, and I want Dr. Shalini Ali to address the points being made. In a calm manner, please respond to him.
सी मैं कुछ अब बोलूंगी तो जो हमारे देश में ऐसे कट्टरवाद सोचवाद जो एंटी नेशनलिस्ट मुसलमान है ना उनको बड़ी मिर्च लगने वाली है. दे टॉक अबाउट मुस्लिम्स बीइंग backward. They talk about Muslims not being educated. This is where the Waqf Amendment Bill 2024 comes forward. Tell me something. ये जब किसी मस्जिद के बाहर देखते हैं जो हैंडीकैप्ड लोग होते हैं और किसी दरगाह के बाहर हैंडीकैप्ड लोगों को देखते हैं और उनकी व्हीलचेयर के पीछे किसी एनजीओ का नाम होता है, वो वक्फ बोर्ड का पैसा कहां जाता है? और वक्फ बोर्ड तो बाद में आता है. इंडिया एक ऐसा देश है जहां वक्फ बोर्ड है. Ministry of Awqaf is where there is in UAE. There is no Ministry of Waqf Board. What happens to the crores of rupees of zakat and fitra? The most smallest charity that a Muslim is supposed to pay is fitra, which is to be paid before he goes to read namaz. What happens to that? Have they even thought of it? What happens to the zakat? Why was the zakat brought into the books of Quran? Why was it given to the society? Only for the upliftment of the Muslims and for the society? What have they done with it? They talk about education. Where is the modernization of education? You go to Assam, where there was an uproar that the government-aided madrasas have been shut down. Look at the private madrasas over there. Look what is happening there. They are educating children, science, English, Hindi, Assamese, Bengali. Those children are going to international universities.
Right.
It's people like them who are there in the Samajwadi Party. Whether they are in Congress, they don't want the Muslims to.
Let me bring in Samajwadi Party because this entire bogey of this is the appeasement, this is not appeasement. See, end of the day, you still have political parties that are asking for reservation on religious grounds in different parts of the country. And I'm just going to read out one case because there are many cases where it's been struck down by the court. But this is one of the recent ones where the Supreme Court on West Bengal's challenge in the OBC classifications of Muslim case says that reservation cannot be on the basis of religion. The point being made over here is that while the entire indicators of the Muslim community may be lower, it's not something that's happened overnight. It's something that's happened over a period of 7.5 decades. And, there is a need to recognize that and fix that, but certainly not by making these kind of polarizing comments and by invoking Shaheen Bagh even. Mr. Sailas.
No, certain things are very sad, At the moment, what is going in the entire country, it looks very dangerous. And it's very incredible also as well, what I can say. Madhav, at the moment. If you see the Hindu-Muslim politics that is being played by the Bharatiya Janata Party, there's a pattern to it. If you go to Mahakumbh, Hindu-Muslim. If you go to Kawad Yatra, it's Hindu-Muslim. If you go to Diwali, if you go to elections, if you go to Corona, if you go to crime, if you go to school, if you go to college, if you go to university, if you go to cricket, or if you go to... Please, ma'am, please. What was Tablighi Jamaat? We all saw that. Please, let me complete. I didn't interrupt you, ma'am. I expect the same from Madhav. This is not done.
Please don't do that. Don't do that. Everyone got money. Everyone got
Let him make his point. Mr. Sellers.
Religion into a pandemic.
Okay.
Everyone.
Mr. Sellers, make your point. Make your point, but let's be a little balanced about what we are saying. Yeah.
Cricket, whether it's college, university, schools, food, news channels, clothes, sports, Vidhan Sabha, Lok Sabha, everywhere there is Hindu and Muslim politics being played, and you cannot deny that, And it's not only Sambal that is in news at the moment, that Holi is only being played in Sambal. Holi is being played from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, from Jaisalmer to Arunachal Pradesh. But why? Have you thought why, Sambal is in the epicenter? Because the Bharatiya Janata Party has no other issue rather than to spread hatred amongst the people of the country. Holi is a colorful, it's a festival of color, it's a festival of happiness. But unfortunately, the Bharatiya Janata Party is trying to convert the, festival of colors into festival of hate.
Vivek Sellers, they will say that only during Holi, during Diwali, during Navratri, only during Sir Ram Navami, only when there are Hindu festivals, why is there this problem? That's a question they will ask you.
Is this coming? We'll be here, we'll be debating. We'll see. Again, the Hindu-Muslim politics will be played on Eid as well. I can guarantee you that.
Okay. Quick response.
विवेक जी, ये हिंदू मुस्लिम कौन कर रहा है? 39 मेरी बात सुनिए, 39 अटैक्स होते हैं रिलीजियस प्रोसेशंस में पिछले साल. 39 के 39 आर डायरेक्टेड टुवर्ड्स हिंदू रिलीजियस प्रोसेशंस. कैन यू इमेजिन दिस? और ये जो बात कर रहे हैं होली की, मैं इनको एक वाक्य बताना चाहूंगा. 8 मार्च 2023 को मेदक डिस्ट्रिक्ट तेलंगाना में एक युवक है अंजई नाम से, उसको जला देता है एक व्यक्ति शबीर, क्योंकि उसने उस पर कलर छोड़ दिया. आप सोच सकते हैं 5 मार्च को एक काउंसलर है मेरठ का जो उसको मार के उसकी हत्या कर देता है. ये काइंड ऑफ हेट्रेड किसके अगेंस्ट देख रहे हैं हम? ये हिंदूज के अगेंस्ट देखी जा रही है. कौन कर रहा है? ये बीजेपी कर रही है क्या?
यू आर रॉन्ग हियर.
ये बीजेपी कर रही है. मानिए यहां पे स्वीकार कि कौन कर रहा है?
माधव, आई जस्ट वांट टू आस्क, will there be a day in India? Will there be a day in the media? I've been debating for the last 8 years. Where we can talk about education, where we can talk about health, economy, what did Trump say?
Vivek Sellers,
Trump said we are exposing in India.
So when there is stone pelting happening in Sambal, it should not be reported according to you. When there are communal riots that happen in Mao, it should not be reported according to you. The media should do nothing. The media should not even report it.
Obviously, you don't want peace. You don't want peace.
That's why I'm addressing the issue. आप पहले इकोनॉमी की बात करो, आप उलझा रहे हैं बात को.
Okay, Shalini Ali wants to respond.
It's very simple. We all saw what happened in Sambal. Sambal was not Hindu versus...
Vivek Sellers, Dr. Shalini Ali only. Dr. Shalini Ali, please. Let the lady speak. Let the lady speak. Let the lady speak.
Vivek ji, बहुत simple सी बात है. We all saw what happened in Sambal. Sambal was not Hindu-Muslim. Sambal was Muslim-Muslim. It was Samajwadi-Samajwadi. We all know that. All video recordings came out. From the night. No. Please. I on national TV even showed the parcha, the letter that was given out over there by the Imam, who told all the Muslims over there that we have to be very peaceful. That letter was in possession of me. Unfortunately, I have not brought it here. And we also, it was Muslim.
Okay.
It was just an unrest that was created by the Samajwadi Party, which has turned into Hindu-Muslim today. And that's also not a possibility over there.
One second. Kapil has not yet spoken. One second. Kapil Madan has not yet spoken. One second, sir. One second. Let him speak. He has not even spoken till now. Kapil Madan, thank you for your patience. I must ask you one very curious statement that I saw in the context of this entire debate. When we saw the Shaheen Bagh statement, there is a gentleman from the Congress party, Mr. Rashid Ali, who says, they should modify their statement. They should not talk about Shaheen Bagh, but they should talk about the farmers' protest as a model for protest. Now, I fail to understand for the life of me, how is it any different? Because what was happening on ground, while, the two issues may have been totally different, the method of protest is the same. You take a piece of land, you occupy it, you inconvenience citizens. What exactly we were just discussing that the Supreme Court said shouldn't be done, it applies here as well.
So, Madhav, let me give you two very quick points here. As one of the panelists has already spoken, that right to protest, it's a constitutional guarantee, and in fact, not only a guarantee, it's a constitutional duty that by way of protest, you can seek reforms. They
Not at
should
the
be
cost of others.
constructive. Just a minute. I'll come to that. I'll address both the issues. Now, we saw in 2020 both Shaheen Bagh and the farmers' protest. Insofar as the farmers' protest is concerned, our Honorable Prime Minister on record made a statement that we could not communicate our intentions and therefore we are withdrawing those bills. Meaning thereby what? The demands of the farmers were correct. Their right to protest was correct. And in fact, the Prime Minister also acknowledged that right. Now, once you want to demonize what has happened in Shaheen Bagh, my point is this: protest is a protest. Of course, yes, there should not be any minutest of incidents of violence or any attempt to instigate violence. The government should take those situations and those incidents very, very stringently. But by doing so, you cannot take someone's right to protest, which is a constitutional mandate. Let me also give you another perspective of it. Just a minute. Just a minute. Hold on. No, hold on.
Right or wrong? Because what
Hold on. Just Pradeep, I never interrupted. Allow me to finish.
Yeah.
Now, Pradeep would agree with me, when BJP was in opposition in Delhi, didn't they protested against Aam Aadmi Party? Did someone call them anti-national?
Of course.
Because they were doing what? They were seeking accountability from the government insofar as the excise. So just a minute. Of course you did. You did. Now tell me something.
Supplement that with examples. Supplement that with examples. One by one. Supplement that.
Just hold on.
You're making a claim. You're making a claim. Kapil,
Hold on.
You can argue anything.
Hold on.
Point is, when you're saying they occupied the road, give them an example of when they occupied the road. If you have examples.
India against corruption happened.
Yes.
Did someone call them, or in fact the BJP leader supported? Did someone call them anti-national?
No, it happened in Jamtara. That's the point. If they violate, tell them. Give us an example. They will answer. Answer the question.
Just a minute. Hold on. Just a minute. Just hold on. I am saying the country has seen many protests right from pre-independence era. And let me tell you, the thought that they have right now, when Quit India movement happened, they didn't support it. They didn't support it.
Sir,
It's the same mindset.
But okay, this is hypocrisy. When you were in opposition, you had a different standard. Pradeep, I want Pradeep to respond.
Madhav, allow me a rebuttal.
Okay, Pradeep.
It's a historical fact. आप बता दें कि आरएसएस की भूमिका क्विट इंडिया मूवमेंट में क्या थी? अपोज किया कि नहीं किया?
चलिए मैं जवाब दे देता हूं सबको।
तो आप पीछे क्यों नहीं जाएंगे? तो फिर आप शाहीन बाग की बात क्यों कर रहे हैं? तो आप शाहीन बाग की बात क्यों कर रहे हैं?
Okay, it's not about short side debates. You ask questions. Kapil, you ask questions of the BJP. Okay, fair enough. You both made your points. Kapil and Dr. Shalini once again. Let Pradeep come in. Pradeep Bhandari.
I quote the Supreme Court of India, and I believe that Supreme Court's wisdom on legal matters is much more than Kapil Madan says. Protesters can't block roads or public spaces. This is the official verdict of the Supreme Court of India. When we protested, we did not indefinitely block roads. The product of Shaheen Bagh was Sharjeel Imam. Sharjeel Imam wanted to get Northeast out of India. That was anti-national. If he's backing an anti-national protest as a right to dissent, then it's an act against the nation. It's a huge difference.
Now, I am sorry.
He wanted to cut off chicken neck is very well documented.
I have not spoken. No, I am sorry. I am sorry. That's his problem. That's his problem. But when he will protest, when he says, when BJP has protest, he says it's not an indefinite protest, but we will sit. But it's an indefinite protest.
One second, Kapil. No, it's okay. Let's not reduce this to a shouting match. One second, please. Let's not reduce this to a shouting match. My request to all of you, let's not reduce this to, one second, Kapil, just calm down 1 minute. Let's not reduce this to a shouting match. Calm down. Just calm down 1 minute. Just calm down 1 minute. Let me quickly go across to the next point now, and everyone gets their turn, but that doesn't mean we abuse our turn to do this. Let's look at this next set of questions that are coming in as far as what really has happened. The statements on Eden Gardens. Who really owns Eden Gardens? What has exactly happened over here? In 1757, the British captured Calcutta in the Battle of Plassey. during this point of time is when, in the 1840s, it was then owned by the Governor General Lord Auckland. This is as far as the ownership of that area is concerned. In 1846, Calcutta Cricket moved into the Eden Garden grounds, and since then they have occupied this area. In 1864, the British gave part of the land to the Calcutta Cricket Club as well, is the information coming in. And in 2016, the property was owned and controlled by the Ministry of Defence. This is what was submitted by in front of the Calcutta High Court. It's compromises of an area of about 50 acres is what has been stated in the Calcutta High Court. 14.99 acres is cricket stadium and the clubhouse. This is what has been cited in the court as well. In 2022, there was an Apex Council meeting recommendation as well in this regard. There was a proposal to renew the lease from the army as well in this particular area. But let's listen in to the shocking comment coming in, claiming that these Eden Gardens are actually Waqf property.
मैडम डेटा सामने 8,000 जो स्टेट है वो इंक्रोच हो चुका ऑलरेडी बंगाल। आप ये हम जहाँ खड़े हैं फोर्ट विलियम वक्फ का है, ईडन गार्डन वक्फ बोर्ड में वक्फ स्टेट में आता है। तो यहाँ का जो रेंट है ना मंथली वो 169 रुपीज शायद है। 105 प्रॉपर्टी हमारी पार्कशीट में है जो वक्फ का लॉ है। आप 6 मंथ से अपने पास रख नहीं सकते हैं, आपको वक्फ मुस्लिम मुतौलिमा देना पड़ेगा आपको। वो सालों साल से पड़ी हुई है, तो ये बोलने वाला कोई नहीं है। अब हम बोलेंगे, आप देखिएगा काम भी होगा।
Now, why is this claim important? Because it's not the only isolated claim. There have been claims from Taj Mahal, which has been junked by the Supreme Court. There have been other major properties, for instance, a mosque in Allahabad High Court, which has been dismissed by the Supreme Court as well. Another claim has been the Surat Municipal Corporation building in Surat, of course. The Waqf Tribunal then dismisses this claim. 1674 acres of Manikonda area in Hyderabad. The Supreme Court returned the land back, in fact, over there. And, of course, the famous Tiruchendurai village in Tamil Nadu, where there is a 1500-year-old temple, a temple that predates Islam, and that too was claimed. A claim over here of 123 Government of India properties which were declared as Waqf under UPA in 2014, recovered in 2023. There was also the claim as far as Gyanvapi is concerned. The status is that the UP Sunni Waqf Board has claimed it. It is, of course, sub judice, as we all very well know. Let me quickly take this across to Rajiv. Rajiv, why make such kind of bizarre comments? We have seen the legal track record. You know, is this nothing but an attempt at garnering publicity? And this is also very dangerous because, you know, any citizen's property can be claimed. If you can claim Eden Gardens, what about the houses of normal citizens?
Madhav Saab, this is another effort to vilify Muslim community. A small man, small fellow comes from a street and he says, make some statement you are discussing over here. This
He's your party member, sir. He's not a small man from the street.
Yes, he's a very junior fellow. I didn't know the name of that guy earlier, and we are discussing over it. This is very shameful. That
because then your party members should be taught to read up something and speak on facts. You should take ownership for your party.
It is for the government and Waqf board. It is for the government and the Waqf board to define which property belongs to whom. Whether this property we are discussing at this point, this is Waqf board's property or somebody else's property.
No, but then why make such silly and stupid claims? If one does not know the facts, why is he talking to the media? Why doesn't your party stop him?
Had it been Barrister Asaduddin Owaisi Sahab, that could have been...
Okay. Now that the controversy started, they're distancing from it.
This is totally bizarre.
Ma'am, 1 second. 21 सितंबर 2024 एक मान्यवर बोलते हैं कि यूपी में 1,21,000 वक्फ की प्रॉपर्टी है, जिसमें 1,12,000 का हमारे पास कोई कागज नहीं है। वो मान्यवर हैं बैरिस्टर असदुद्दीन ओवैसी। बताइए, अब तो ये तो छोटे नेता नहीं ना भाई, आपके बैरिस्टर साहब हैं, आपके परदादा के कागज है ना, कागज दिखाएंगे, कागज जब है ही नहीं तो दिखाएंगे क्या?
परदादा का नाम बताइए ना भाई।
देखिए अब ये परदादा वरदादा पे जा रहा है। बताइए भाई, कभी ताजमहल को बोलते हैं, कभी सोमनाथ मंदिर को, कभी कृष्ण।
No personal comments. No personal comments. No. This is not correct. This is not correct. You cannot make personal comments like this. Let's debate the issue.
He owns half of Hyderabad as the Waqf land.
Muslims
six generations of his family is managing that Waqf land. Tell me what is happening to the education, medical services, the pension to the widows, handicapped, anathalaya. What is happening to the Musafir Ghars? This is why the need for the Waqf Amendment Bill 2024 is needed, because everything is going to be accounted for. We want CAG auditing, we want medical facilities. Learn something from the Western Delhi Shrine Board. They have given acres of land in the name of medical school, and Waqf Board is sitting on lakhs of acres doing nothing, earning no money.
Let me come in.
And then they are
Let me bring in Professor.
government.
Donated 5,000 kg of gold to the government of India in
पहले
1962.
आप अपने खेमे में देखिए, वक्फ बोर्ड ने मुसलमानों को क्या दिया है? बेरोजगारी दी है।
That can be
वक्फ
corrected.
बोर्ड ने मुसलमानों को क्या
There-
दिया है?
there is
कोई
also room for
अनाथालय नहीं दिए।
improvement.
वक्फ बोर्ड ने
You cannot abolish.
नहीं,
Okay,
वक्फ
no need
बोर्ड
to
ने
now.
बेवाओं को क्या दिया है? कोई पेंशन नहीं दी है। वक्फ बोर्ड ने सिर्फ जमीनें हड़की है। आई एम टेलिंग यू, यूपी, अलीगढ़, वक्फ बोर्ड नंबर, प्रॉपर्टी नंबर 25. आई हैव एन RTI ऑन दैट.
Okay.
मॉल बन रहा है वहां, बंगलो बने हुए हैं, वक्फ बोर्ड की जमीन पे लोगों ने बंगले बना दी.
Okay, Professor Anwar Pasha, this is an example being cited. Two concerns over here. One, that anything from Parliament to Rashtrapati Bhavan to Eden Gardens, anything can be claimed as Waqf property. Objection number one coming from this side. Objection number two, what is meant to be used for religious purposes now being commercially exploited and misused. So why not bring in safeguards from the Waqf Amendment Act, which will actually prevent against this? Your response to them?
Yeah, Madhavji, any fringe element makes any claim that is not accepted by the court or by the citizen of this country. Without any valid record or paper, no claim could be made. Waqf board doesn't claim for that. You can't find any official from the Waqf board. You will not find any statement of such kind of a statement. The statement you are citing.
I just cited.
You are citing.
I cited
Who
about
is he?
5 examples
Who is
of
he?
landmarks in this
Who is
country
he?
which have gone through the judicial
एक
process.
सड़क छाप आदमी अगर कोई बयान
सड़क
दे
छाप
देता
आदमी
है,
नहीं है
आप
सर,
उस
इमरान
पर डिबेट
सोलंकी
कर
इज
रहे हैं।
MIM लीडर.
आप उस पर डिबेट कर रहे हैं।
बात वो नहीं है, बात ये नहीं है. What about the person?
लोकस स्टैंडी क्या है?
What about the person who makes a कुंभ land? एक सेकंड. कुंभ के land पे
Every day there are statements made against mosque, against madrasas,
there is
against
somebody,
dargah.
sir.
You don't debate on over it.
No, you must expose them. Please expose them. I'm inviting you. I'm inviting you. Quote them. Quote the BJP leaders. I'm giving you, Professor Pasha. Professor Pasha, I'm giving you an open chance. Quote the leader of the BJP, of the RSS, or whoever you believe has spoken against Muslim. Tell them that. Tell them that. Ask them the question.
There is court to decide.
Ask them.
There is a court to decide whether this land or this property belongs to Waqf or not.
Of course, there is a court. I'm giving you a chance. I'm giving you a chance. Since you made a one second. Professor Pasha, since you are making a charge that we don't raise any such comments that are made against Muslims, please quote the person and ask them for a response. Since that is your claim, I'm allowing you now. Make that comment.
My claim.
Quote the statement.
What I am saying that any
Then
claim
please don't
made
make
by
such reckless
anybody,
allegations.
made
The
by
point being made over
anybody
here-
cannot be the point of debate.
What cannot be the point of debate? What cannot be the point of
trying
debate?
to score points out of this debate.
Who is trying to score any
polarize.
points? Please
You're
argue the
trying
case.
to defame the Waqf.
Back
You are
up your
trying to
claim.
defame the Waqf.
Allow me.
You're trying to defame the Waqf.
Madam,
Nothing
allow
else.
me.
Okay,
Sir, आपने
Pradeep,
बोला ना,
it's nothing
please
but
allow
an
me.
attempt to defame the Waqf.
I will. First of all, I want to do a fact check. The Nizam of Hyderabad did not donate 5,000 kg of gold in 1960s. On 11th November 2018, there was an RTI filed, and the truth was there is no record that Nizam Mir Usman Ali donated 5,000 kg of gold. It's an absolutely baseless argument. There is no fact. So stop lying. It's wrong. Point number one. It is not about Hindu-Muslim Madhav. The essence of this is about imposing the constitutional mandate of Baba Saheb Bhimrao Ambedkar. And I want to debate it only on larger one argument. The section 85 of the Waqf Act bars the jurisdiction of civil courts in matters related to Waqf. This is not being given as an option either to Hindus, Christians, Dalit, any community. Now, we need to know whether Constitution will prevail or Shariat will prevail. If the Constitution of India will prevail, like any other member and the citizen of this country goes to a civil court in matters of civil... I did not interrupt you, sir. Sir, I did not interrupt you,
One by one, please. Yeah.
Ek second, Kapil.
I'm coming. One by one, please. Let him make his point.
Point number one, it is about that. Point number two, the essence of the Waqf initially was about a Muslim donating a property for Muslim causes. That's why in 1850s it was donated to Jama Masjid Multan. The Congress Samajwadi Party amended it in 1990s and 2013 where Waqf can claim on anything. If you recall, Times Now did a story where Badruddin Ajmal, who's not a random normal local leader, said कि parliament भी Waqf को belong करता है. So the essence here is not Hindu-Muslim. And also 10 second, Sachar committee in its report said that there is need to reform the Waqf board and there is a need to reform this board. So it's even the Muslims who want that. It's,
Yeah.
You know, Amir Musalman आप जैसे नहीं चाहते हैं.
Okay. It is about the legal standing. Come to each of you one by one. Kapil, respond to that.
Yes. So I think, what Pradeep has said, that the jurisdiction of civil court is barred. Perhaps he's not a lawyer, so I will not, hold him to account because he does not know the law. There are several acts passed in our country where the jurisdiction of civil courts are barred. And there are specialized tribunal which are made, which adjudicates.
No,
Hold on. Wait a second.
Okay, hold on. Back it up. Which are the cases? Which are the cases? Which are the courts? Cite it. You're a lawyer.
Yes, there are several acts which provides that there should be, like there is a, Rent Control Act, there is RERA, which provides a special tribunal in which the cases of a particular nature will be fought. The court, the jurisdiction. Hold on.
What is the point? What is the point you're making? What is the point you're making?
The point I'm trying to make here is that this particular section that he is trying to argue here and to say, this is draconian, civil court doesn't have jurisdiction. I am saying there are several specialized acts which provides that the civil court's jurisdiction
But this act is formed on the basis of the religion. That is, that there may be, but one second. The problem with all that is, those are for specific categories of people, not on the basis of religion. This is on the basis of religion, sir. That is the point they're making. Okay, Vivek Saras.
Insofar as that is concerned, religious is not the deciding factor.
What is on the basis of what?
So that's what I'm trying to say here is that, in fact, when you are talking about a law and you want to talk about reforms in the law, there should not be any problem with that because in our constitution.
So that is what is being argued for.
So that's what I'm saying. No, मेरे को अपनी बात पूरी करने दो माता. If the intent is to do reforms for the betterment of a community, for a betterment of a situation, for addressing a problem, then of course there should be a debate.
Thank you.
Of course there should be a debate.
So what is the question here then?
The point is that if your intent is only to create a narrative, rather than they will answer.
We do not need any moral certificate from the Congress party, which is discredited in the front of the people of the country. Our intent is pure. That is why people re-elect us. If they can use the constitutional powers in 2013, they can do it. We can do it.
We have another segment. Vivek Salas. Vivek Salas. Okay, one second. One second. Pradeep Kapil, 1 second. Vivek Salas, do you agree with Kapil Madan? Kapil Madan says if there is need to reform, if there is need to improve, I will support it. But the Congress party and Samajwadi party in the House are completely opposed to the Waqf Amendment Bill. Why?
As far as these things are concerned, about the bite we just saw, Madhav, if any Tom, Dick and Harry comes and says anything, that is absolutely absurd and irrelevant. I think, wait. And when a former MLA from Uttar Pradesh, Ketki Singh, she says कि मुसलमानों के लिए एक अलग अस्पताल होना चाहिए, इन लोग के लिए वार्ड भी अलग करना चाहिए. कल कह देंगे स्कूल भी अलग होना चाहिए, ट्रेन भी अलग होना चाहिए, देश भी अलग होना चाहिए.
Okay.
Such type of hateful statement given by Bharatiya Janata Party doesn't take any place.
Okay, they have cited one example. Finally, one second. Finally, one example of quote being made, and let me add to that. The claim being made by Vinay Katiyar in 2017 that Taj Mahal is a Hindu temple named Tejo Mahal hai. So there are bizarre statements that come from all sides. Respond to that, Karan Verma.
I won't respond to that statement, but ये जो अस्पताल अलग की बात कही वो तो गलत है ही है, जिसने भी कही वो गलत है. पर आप देखिए ironically, हाँ, तो गलत कहा. पर आप देखिए एक सेकंड, माधव लेट मी कंप्लीट. पर इनको जरा देखिए, इनको मैं एक्सपोज जरा कैसे करता हूं. इनको वक्फ अपना अलग लॉ चाहिए, इनको हलाल सर्टिफाइड अपना अलग चाहिए, इनको यूनिफॉर्म सिविल कोड नहीं चाहिए, और फिर कह रहे हैं हमारे को अलग कर रहे हो, सेग्रीगेट. आपको मंदिर आपको अपना तो पर्सनल लॉ चाहिए, हर चीज तो आपको अपनी चाहिए. तो आप फैसला कर लो, मेन स्ट्रीम में शामिल होना है या अलग रहना है.
Okay. last debating point as well. We have discussed, of course, what has happened in the Waqf, and this is as far as what's happening in Sambal is concerned. On the occasion of Holi, we have seen the mosques have been covered over there. The Holi procession is, and the route over there is being covered. 10 mosques, including Jama Masjid, are being covered there. And it's not just happening there in Sambal. Of course, they're saying that it is a practice in place since the last 2 to 3 years. And all of this, of course, being seen in other states such as Telangana as well, because it's been stated by the police that the Masjid Palan has volunteered to help with the procession not happening for the first time. Dr. Shalini Ali, all right, before I come to you, this is what has happened under the BRS government. Mosques en route to the Ganesh procession have been covered over here. Now, big question over here is, if this is happening in Congress ruled states where they have been covered with white cloth ahead of the Ganesh idol, is this something that should be done as a precautionary measure? Because there is opposition party saying that this is a discriminatory practice. Your response, Dr. Shalini Ali.
First and foremost, my opening statement for this is that mischief makers have no religion. Just the way terrorists don't have any religion, even mischief makers don't have religion. So first and foremost, let's get out of this Hindu-Muslim nonsense. It's sheer nonsense. Politics and religion don't go side by side. They go together because that's the way that the mischief makers want it. That's what they want out of it. So if out of being a little careful, if anything is being covered, for example, today it's Ramzan, I'm fasting. People may drink water. I'm not drinking water. No one can force it down my throat, can they? They can't. The same way, if it's Holi, you're playing Holi, you're bound. If you're going from there and if you're in your own colony, if you're in your own city, in your own colony, अगर आप अपने घर के नजदीक वाले मस्जिद में जा रहे हो, वहाँ सारे हिंदुओं को पता है कि आज ये मुसलमान है, हमने इसके ऊपर रंग नहीं डालना है. ये फैक्ट मैं बता रही हूँ जो इनमें से कोई आदमी नहीं बोलेगा. मैं एक ऐसे शहर में रह रही हूँ जो दिल्ली है, उसमें मैं एक ऐसी जगह पे रह रही हूँ जहाँ 80% मुसलमान रहते हैं. वहाँ हमें पता है कि हिंदू घर कौन से हैं, वहां उन्हें पता है मुसलमान के घरों में क्या हो रहा है. बकरा ईद आती है, चप्पल डाल दिए जाते हैं, कुर्बानी हो रही होती है, किसी को कोई आपत्ति नहीं होती, और ये छोटे शहरों में भी हो रहा है. सो ओपनिंग स्टेटमेंट, mischief makers have no religion and it is only for the fact of making mischief that everything is being popularized.
Mischief
it's a
makers
propaganda
have no religion. I think that's a very
stop.
fair point. Mischief makers have no religion, and if the police is taking preemptive measures to ensure, and we saw in the Mao incident the allegation, now I'm not saying that is correct or wrong, but there was an allegation that a firecracker was thrown. Something like this will prevent that from happening and escalating the situation.
No, of course, I think what has been done right now, covering the mosque to just for the peace of the country, or the nothing untoward should happen, I think it's a good step by the government.
The party leaders are objecting.
Whether it is in the...
Your own party leaders are objecting to it.
It could be there.
Once again, you're saying that this is happening only under BJP
supporting
regime.
me, so you should be supporting me on Waqf Amendment Bill also.
That is no criteria.
He's giving you conditional support.
Everything cannot be supported. No?
Yeah, but you're supporting this move. The SP has put out statements opposing this.
No, they could be, it could be their personal views, no? But what I feel, whatever, if the mosques are being covered for the peace and harmony of the country, it's absolutely perfect.
So if Mr. Akhilesh Yadav tomorrow says that this is incorrect, you will say he's wrong. That's
Let him say first.
Let him say first. Okay. You want to respond to that, Pradeep Bhandari?
Well, I believe my friend Vivek has taken a line which is against his party's official line, because the Samajwadi Party from official handles has said that what is happening is wrong. Point number one. Vivek, just before coming on the Sambal issue, Vivek should remember Abu Azmi. After Badruddin Ajmal, even Abu Azmi said that because Parliament is a work building, so MPs should pay rent. So it is not normal individuals. See, Madhav, the issue in Sambal is that the Sanatani truth of Sambal is coming out. The Samajwadi Party's history is they had blocked the 84 Kosi Parikrama. They had lathi charge our saints. This is their trajectory. What we are here saying is that historically from the Skand Puran, and I want to quote the Skand Puran in Sanskrit, Na Gayatra Paro Mantri, Na Sambal Sampuram, Na Krishnena Samodevo, Na Satyat Patat Param. गायत्री मन से बढ़कर कोई मंत्र नहीं, संबल से बढ़कर रहने वाला कोई योग्य स्थान नहीं, भगवान कृष्ण के समान कोई देवता नहीं, और असत्य से बढ़कर कोई पाप नहीं. So legally and constitutionally, the truth of Sambal is coming out, and for that, whatever is needed legally, the government will do.
Okay.
Buddha's records. Ashoka's those
Do you know
84
Baba Sahib Ambedkar's writings on
Yes,
Buddhism
I
and
know,
the decline of Buddhism was because of what? Mughal invaders. Can you say that on the show?
Mughal invaders, everybody came from this country. This was a beautiful country.
No, Mughal invaders did not consider it a beautiful country. Aurangzeb looted our temples. Stop justifying Aurangzeb.
Congress,
What is he
BJP,
saying?
NSP, they all looted the votes of by communal classes.
and
And this
what
is
is
what is
MIM?
happening in Sambal today.
And MIM does not believe in communal politics.
No, no, I don't believe.
No, no,
Really?
they don't even believe that there is
Not
a
at all.
difference
What
between
is
Mughals and Muslims of this country.
So your party's name actually has Muslim in it. What does that mean?
Most suppressed community is Muslim today. That's why we are standing with the Muslims. We fight for Adivasis. We fight for Dalits.
Yeah. But okay. Karan wants to respond to you.
देखिए, अभी बोल रहे थे हम लोगों ने रूल किया है, जो हुक्मराने वक्त थे वो आज मजलूम हो गए। 9 लाख प्रॉपर्टी है इनके पास वक्फ में, फिर भी आते जब है दिल्ली में तो कहते हैं भाई रिजर्वेशन दे दो, हम लोग बैकवर्ड है। तो देखिए ताउम्र यही गलती करता रहा,
कांग्रेस ने यही
धूल
किया।
आपके चेहरे पे है, आप आईना साफ करते रहे, आप अपने चेहरे पे धूल साफ करो।
कांग्रेस ने नीचे ला दिया मुसलमानों को, कुचल दिया, उसके बाद बीजेपी
क्यों आपने पढ़ाई पे ध्यान नहीं दिया, क्यों आपने रिफॉर्म्स पे ध्यान नहीं
Okay,
दिया?
Professor Anwar
आप
Pasha.
देखिए।
Professor Anwar Pasha.
earlier, now
Professor Anwar,
BJP is doing to us.
let's come back. Let's come back to the subject. Professor Anwar Pasha,
Look at that.
is this a discriminatory practice or an acceptable practice according to
माधव
you?
जी, मैं इसके बिल्कुल खिलाफ हूँ, मस्जिद को ढकने के खिलाफ या मंदिर को ढकने के खिलाफ। हमारा कल्चर कंपोजिट कल्चर है और सदियों से ये चला आ रहा है इस देश में।
एक गुब्बारा डल
मुगलों
जाएगा,
ने भी,
रंग डल जाएगा, यही
अकबर
लड़ने
ने
को
भी
आ
होली
जाएंगे।
मनाई, शाहजहां ने भी होली मनाई, इन तमाम मुगलों ने भी होली मनाई, और हमारे सूफी अमीर खुसरो उन्होंने भी होली मनाई, दिवाली मनाते थे। ये हमारा कल्चर रहा है, कंपोजिट कल्चर है। मैंने नहीं बोला, चुप रहिए, मैंने नहीं बोला।
Okay. Let me make his point. Make your point. Make your point.
आतंक मच जाएगी।
ऐसा क्यों है कि पिछले 10 वर्षों से ही ये सारे झगड़े फसाद शुरू हो रहे हैं?
नहीं
ये
सर,
इस
ऐसा
तरह झगड़े नहीं थे।
नहीं,
ऐसे नहीं,
आपने
there were
कभी
fights
डिबेट
before.
नहीं किया होगा इस पे।
Sir, there have been many
आपने
communal
कभी
clashes
मस्जिद
in
पे,
this
मंदिर पे
country.
पर्दा
There are
लगाया
many communal
होगा।
classes in this country. One
आपने
second.
कभी
Now, Professor Pasha,
तमाम जो हमारे
Professor
त्योहार
Pasha,
हैं,
let me ask
वो
you a simple
हिंदू
question.
मुस्लिम में बांटे जा रहे हैं। डांडिया मुस्लिम नहीं खेलेगा।
आप मुसलमानों को
रामायण,
बोल दीजिए, आप अपने
रामायण और
प्लेटफॉर्म
महाभारत
से
का,
बोल दीजिए, आप
महाभारत,
खेल
रामायण
लीजिए।
जो हमारा होता है, उस रामायण में मुसलमान रोल प्ले नहीं करेगा। ये कौन कर रहा है? ये कौन कर रहा है? कुंभ में नहीं जाएगा।
आप रामायण का पाठ करेंगे? One second, आप रामायण का पाठ करेंगे? One second. आप रामायण का पाठ पढ़ना चाहते हैं?
बिल्कुल पढ़ सकते हैं।
जितना पढ़िए तो किसने रोका है? किसने रोका? नहीं, one second, let him answer. किसने रोका आपको?
यूपी में रामलीला हो रहा है।
One second, let him answer.
मैं आपको मिसाल देता हूँ, माधव जी, मैं आपको मिसाल दूंगा। यूपी में रामलीला में नवाज जो एक्टर है, उनको वहां पे रोल करना था रामलीला में। He was stopped.
Okay.
It's a correct
response.
You correct it. Correct your record. क्या नाम है उसका? नवाज?
फिरकों में भी जो फिरके निकलते हैं उनमें ये लड़ाई करते हैं। सूफी संत मलंगों को ये अपने साथ में मानने को तैयार नहीं होते। मुसलमान के खिलाफ में ये खड़े हो जाते हैं और ये बात करते हैं गंगा जमुना तहजीब की। एक गुब्बारा डल जाएगा वहां पे और आतंक मच जाएगा, लड़ाइयां होंगी, फिर ये कहेंगे बीजेपी ने इन्वॉल्व किया।
MIM के
Muslims are being marginalized. Muslims are being marginalized under the BJP regime. Simple question being asked.
ये अभी
Respond.
बोल रहे थे कि हम लोग भी रामायण पढ़ना चाहते हैं, बहुत अच्छी बात है। MIM के
One by one.
अरे भाई ये क्या तरीका है? बीच में सर आप बोलने नहीं देंगे क्या?
तो सर पढ़ने
अरे मेरी बात तो
जवाब तो सुन लीजिए।
आप फिर बोल लीजिए, फिर आप ही बोल लीजिए।
रामायण की 200 वर्ष उर्दू में है।
Professor Pasha, you have asked a question. Listen to the response now. Karan Verma.
MIM के वारिस पठान जी ने गणपति बप्पा मौर्य बोल दिया था, माफी मांगनी पड़ गई थी, उनको दंडवत प्रणाम करना पड़ गया था, ओवैसी जी ने उनके कान खींच दिए थे। आप क्या बातें कर रहे हैं भाई? फतवा जारी कर देते हैं आप। अगर एक को टीका लगा
जवाब दीजिए प्रतापगढ़ी जी, साहब से बात जवाब दीजिए।
देखिए,
अरे जवाब दीजिए, आप जवाब दीजिए। मिस्टर प्रतापगढ़ी, MIM spokesperson. One second. मिस्टर प्रतापगढ़ी रिस्पॉन्ड।
देखिए, ऐसा है, ये दलितों को जगह नहीं देते, मुसलमानों क्या पढ़वाएंगे आप?
जवाब दीजिए, हुआ कि नहीं हुआ?
आप बताइए कितने प्रीस्ट हैं? तिरुपति बालाजी में कितने दलित हैं? राम मंदिर में बताओ।
वारिस पठान जी गणपति बप्पा मौर्य नहीं बोल सकते।
राम मंदिर में कितने दलित हैं?
जय श्री राम पे JSR बोलते हैं ये लोग।
राम मंदिर
जय श्री राम में कितने दलित हैं?
ओके। महाभारत जिसने लिखा था वो कौन थे वो हम सब जानते हैं। बट कपिल, वेरी क्विक रिस्पॉन्स टू if this is a discriminatory practice, if this is a sir, please, I think don't display ignorance now. Kapil, the big question over here is, if what's happening in UP is discriminatory, then what's happening in Telangana is also discriminatory.
Now, Madhav, let me just say one thing very, very clearly. देखिए, Holi is about being together as a community, being together in friendship, being together in a family. I am little appalled to see when a police officer keeps on making statement, and let me say this very responsibly, if it was not for a police officer, if a random person makes a statement when he made a remark that, how, Muslims should behave when there is a, holy festival, there could be an FIR against that individual. So all I'm trying to say here is that you should be talking about inclusivity. If Holi is a festival, why would you talk about, dividing people? Why do you want to draw a line everywhere? Everywhere. Let me just एक और बात बताता हूँ.
Simple question on covering costs.
Madhav, just one.
You've not answered the question on Telangana. Quick closing comment. 10 seconds. 10 seconds.
One more thing.
अयोध्या राम मंदिर चौपाल जी दलित पढ़ के आया करो. पॉइंट नंबर 2, माधव, इन लोगों ने चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी के बाद पटाखे फोड़ने पे पत्थर लेने आ गए. बाय चांस अगर एक रंग लग गया तो गारंटी लोगे पत्थर नहीं आएगा. आपको दिक्कत है कि हिंदू और मुसलमानों के बीच में कम्युनल क्लैश नहीं होने वाला, इसीलिए आपकी राजनीति नहीं चमकेगी. चुप रहिए.
Rajiv Riaz Pratapgarhi, we'll have to leave it there. We'll have to leave it there. We are wrapping up this edition of the National Debate, ladies and gentlemen. Pradeep Bhandari, Karan Verma, Dr. Shalini Ali, Advocate Kapil Madan, Vivek Sailas, Professor Anwar Pasha, Rajiv Riaz Pratapgarhi. Thanks so much for joining us on this edition of the National Debate.